Ow! Yeah, parent-teacher conference all night long, making your videos. Yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, so the next section of our practice test is going to be the amplitude, period, vertical shift, and then coming up with the equation. Awesome. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to go ahead always and start off at 0. And then just kind of see where the midline is. So midline is usually where I would start first of all. Then I would do the amplitude second, then do the period third place, because that's usually not too bad to see in third place. And then fourth place, do the equation. That's kind of how I roll. I think you should roll that way too. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start off at trying to cut this in half. So I see a 1, 2, 3, 4 distances there, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 distances. So half of that is just right there along just the x-axis or 0. So in this case, our vertical shift or midline is just 0. Just 0. Cool. And then can you see how high up it went? It went up to 2 and went down to -2, and that means our amplitude is 2. Cool. Now it does tell us the parent function is sine, which is important, so we're not looking at a phase shift cosine or anything like that. That'd be embarrassing. So they do tell us sine is our parent function. And then we want to look at our period. And so you just want to do one full cycle, okay? Let's do it. Start off at 0, up to 2. Is that one full cycle? No. We're coming up on half a cycle because we've gone up and come down. Now at pi over 2, we're going all the way down. And now we're about to reach here again, right? So we're about to do another cycle and go up again. So we stop there and we say, oh, that's pi. So that's our period, which is pi. Sweet. So now we can come up with our equation. So our equation is right side up, so it's not negative, it's positive. So we'll go ahead and do y equals, our amplitude goes here too. There's going to be sine, good. We'll come back to period in a second, good. Their x value. And then plus 0 for the midline, or you can just leave it blank if you want to. Now to fill in the b value, right? Because our b value goes here. And so the formula is 2 pi over b, and that's our period. And so we just need to set 2 pi over b equal to our period. So our period is pi, so it goes there. So we have 2 pi over b equals the period, which is pi. And then you're just going to switch a Uzi to solve for b. And so b is basically going to times over to there. So our b is over there. And then we'll divide our pi down to here. So 2 pi over pi, our pi's cancel. So then b is just equal to 2. Cool. So I'm going to erase that b there and put in its place a 2, which is the right answer. So that's how we figure out how to find that one. So again, all we're saying is, if you want to see it in slow motion, if you want a shortcut, that we make the formula like this. B equals 2. Okay, I'm just kidding. 2 pi over b. No, 2 pi over pi, because our period is pi. Pi's cancel, b equals 2. That's basically what we just did there. So we just put our 2 pi over b goes over the other side, and your period goes down there. So 2 pi over pi cancels. So 2, that's it. Okay, let's try for number 10. So again, oh my goodness, this is a sine function. Ugh. Looks like a phase-shifted sine function. Okay, we'll see if they want us to do that. That's extra credit. That's tricky. So we can see that our midline again is at 0 because it just cuts right through the center. And then we have 1, 2, 3 up and 1, 2, 3 down. So our amplitude is 3. It does look upside down because it starts off going down first. So we'll be -3. And then sine. And then we'll come back to that phase shift. I don't think we're going to do phase shift, but we'll give it a try. And then our midline again is 0, so just leave it blank or plus 0. And then, wow. So let's take a look at our period. Maybe that's all they want us to do. Yeah, so our period, you can't really see because we don't start off at 0, Newbold. Stupid! That's okay. We got this, guys. Hang in there. So what's one more distance, just to kind of see how far our distance is there. So if you can kind of see here that this right here is negative, so this is a negative, if this is pi over 4, and because that looks like pi over 4, that's pi over 2, half of that is pi over 4. So I'm guessing this is a negative pi over 4 is what that is. Cool. So we are going by pi's over 4s, it looks like. Cool. Okay, so negative pi over 4. And so let's see here, that's going to be that distance there. So then if we're going by pi's over 4, this would be like, so it would be like pi over 4, and then 2 pi over 4, and then 3 pi over 4, and then 4 pi over 4. So I'm thinking our period is pi, and then we have a phase shift going on. But let's just double check here and see. Let's see here. I still feel like something funky is going on. So after 3 pi over 2, let's see here, because that's doing some reducing there. So what that does look like, is that 1 pi over 4? Yeah, 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4 reduces to 1/2. 3 pi over 4. Wow, just looks like they've done a phase shift and something doesn't look quite right. But we got this. So I'm thinking the period is just pi, right? It's a whole amount there, if that's negative pi over 4 to 3 pi over 2. Because then I'm just thinking if we went ahead and we drew this graph, right, like that, and then we went ahead and just shifted it, yeah, it should go all the way to pi. So I'm thinking the period is pi. And so our b value would be 2 pi over pi again. So our b value would just be 2x. But then what's the phase shift? Well, it looks like the phase shift went back, right? So it looks like the phase shift went back negative pi over 4, looks like. But then really that 2 would be on the outside. And this would just be an x. And so then you'd actually have multiplied in a 2 there when you multiplied that 2 in to get the 2x in there. And so then it'd be pi over 2. No, it'd probably be, let's see, to get pi over 4, what would you have to do? Seems complicated. Let's see, so it'd be like, So if we had a 2 in there, that'd be pi over 2. No. So we're thinking pi over 8? Yeah, what the devil? Okay, so this would have to be pi over 8 for our equation. And then you distribute the 2 through, and that would make it a negative pi over 4. No, but you want a pi over 4. Sorry. So we definitely want a phase shift to pi over 4, so we'll just do that. Cool. Awesome. And then, yeah. So then we'll just go ahead and throw the 2 in there. What the heck? Cool. Let's see if we're right. So let's go ahead and throw our calculators. I'm curious to see. I haven't really done a crazy one like this in a while. So let's go ahead and plug in a negative 3 sine. Excellent. And this is the no calculator section, so the problem shouldn't be this hard on the test. But we'll go 2x minus parentheses pi divided by 4. Okay. Close parentheses. There's no phase shift. So graph this sucker. Maybe looking good. We'll see. So let's go to our window. Let's make sure our mode is in radians, which it is. Go to our window. And so we're going to want to go probably just 0 to like maybe pi. No, we want to go negative. So let's try doing maybe like negative pi to pi, just to see how we're doing with our phase shift there. And let's go by a scale of pi over 4. And I'm just checking my answer as a teacher here. And then we go as high as 3, so maybe our minimum should be negative 4, just one more, one less. Now let's graph that sucker. Okay, so if we do our trace there, again, this is a sine, and O is upside down. Did we do upside down? We did upside down. Awesome. And so maybe this is upside down without the phase shift. It looks like a phase shift though, upside down. Weird, huh? Okay, so maybe we messed up on our phase shift probably with our creation. Let's mess around a little bit to find the right answer for you. So let's just take out that 2 for a second. And that still doesn't help us. Stupid. Okay. So we are doing 3 as high as 3 and as low. So I got the amplitude definitely right in the midline right. So we're just trying to figure out the phase shift. This is kind of freaky, weird. Let's see here. So maybe we're going by 8, or maybe it's just my scale. It could be off. Let's see here. So we'll take a look at this one, because we definitely want it to be shifted. And with our scale there, looks like it's crossing at 0.404. Our window is set correctly, and our scale looks right. Okay. So, no, that looks really crazy. So let's go back and change this back to pi over 4, because it does look like a pi over 4 phase shift, right? Okay. Pi over 4 phase shift. Let's make sure that parenthesis is closed. So then we have x, and then we have our phase shift. Maybe the 2 needs to be on the outside, yeah? No? Let's give that a try. So we're going to go to insert in another parentheses. Actually, we'll do a 2, and then insert in the parentheses. Yeah! Maybe that's what we maybe needed, wanted, maybe, no? Let's give that a try. Ooh, maybe change that to 8, because that's what I originally wanted to do. Ooh, very close, but no cigar. So we're going up as high as 3, which is good. And it looks like we've really done that phase shift there. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not upside down, because phase shift doesn't do upside down. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so that's looking a little bit closer. So let's go back to our y equals. So it's not upside down, it's just phase shifted. That's important to know. Okay, so then we'll go and change this now. See if we can delete that 2 and see if that helps us at all. And definitely change that still to phase shift to 4. Getting closer, but still not quite there. So we want it to hit our y value at 3. So let's take a look there. Okay, make sure we got enough parentheses. Okay, so we definitely know our period is 2. Good. That's our b value. So close. We just need to shift it over just a tiny bit more. And so I feel like it should maybe be 8, because that would reduce to pi over 4 when you distribute the 2 through. And so let's try that by putting a parenthesis again just on the outside. Thanks for your patience watching this, sucker. Here we go. Okay, so that'll distribute the 2 through and give us some magic. Awesome. Did we get enough parentheses? I don't think so. There we go. Still not quite what we want, but we are very close. So, which is nice that we're almost there. So again, we want to cross the x-axis at pi over 4. And so again, pi divided by 4 is 0.785. So we're still, maybe our stat plot, is that in degrees or radians? Table set, meh. So, not sure there. Our window's looking good though, so it is going by pi's over 4. Maybe we don't want to do a scale pi over 4. Maybe we'll just do a 1. Maybe that's messing us up there. Okay. There we go. So we're getting pretty close, guys. I know this one won't be crazy on the test, but I'm struggling a little bit myself with the phase shift. So it is definitely 3 sine. And then we're looking for a phase shift of going back, negative pi over. Oh, new bald. What? Remember, it's opposite sign. Oh, yeah. So it's supposed to be a positive new bold. We figured it out. Thanks for staying with me. So it should be a positive, because it's opposite sign. That means left. So let's give that a try now. No, that still didn't help you, new bulb. Dang. And then let's change it to negative, even though we don't need to, but let's just try it. So close. New bulb, you're so close. I know. Let's see here. Let's try deleting that just to make sure we're doing this right. Ooh, that's pretty close. Still not spot on the money. So let's try over 8 maybe. That could help us because that was pi over 4. I just don't want to give up because I just love this problem. I want to get it right for you. So sorry, just trying lots of different things. So it definitely won't be this tough on the test for that one, so we'll move on. But I'll check with the other teachers. So thanks for your help, waiting patiently. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to jump to 11 and 12 next. And we'll do it pretty fast there because these aren't too bad. So again, the midline, and once again, is just 0. Midline is 0. Amplitude's up 3 and down 3. Awesome. It's a regular, not upside down one. So our equation will just be 3 cosine. Awesome. Plus our midline there. And so our period is going to be one full cycle, right? So we're going to start up, come down. Here's cosine. We're about to repeat. So our period is just at pi. And so then using our formula, 2 pi over b, or b is equal to 2 pi over the period, that just gives us 2x. Bam! See, they're not really that hard. I just spent too long on that phase shift one, sorry. Okay, then this one is going to go all the way to 4 pi for the period. Sick. And that one's right side up as well. So the period will just be 4 pi. The amplitude, I'm just going to go, So the midline is actually different now. The midline is actually there in the middle at 1. Finally. And then our amplitude is also going to be 1. So our equation is going to be y equals, our amplitude is just 1. So 1 cosine or just cosine. We do have our plus 1. And then our period is 4 pi. And so we're going to do 2 pi over b. But let's put our b over there and our 4 pi down below. So that'll just make it a half. And so that's going to be 1/2 x. And again, our midline is just 1. Cool. So there we go. We're going to look at our word problems next. Thanks for watching. So sorry it took so long on that phase shift, but thanks for watching. We'll figure that one out and let you know. Peace out, brother and sisters. Thanks for watching.
What? Oh, gotta go? Yeah, gotta go. Okay, bye.